Hi, I'm Arden Kaywin, and welcome to the Pro Singer Success Collective. Today, we're going to talk about 3 exercises to reduce tension while you sing. Okay, this is a really fun topic because I can't tell you how many emails and messages I get that talk about tension and strain and just feeling like not free in your body when you sing. So today I'm going to give you 3 exercises that reduce tension when you sing. We're going to talk about where all this comes from and what you can do to fix it. So guys, tension is the enemy of the singer. Like, I will say that again, tension is the enemy of the singer because it blocks the free flow of energy, breath, and sound throughout the body. When you think about it, sound is just a form of energy, like light, like heat, right? And it's your job to, with your instrument, your body, be the most open channel for that free flowing energy in the form of sound to flow from you to your audience. Because without that, you will not make an impact on your audience. If that energy is blocked, then you won't make that impact on your audience. And without making an impact on your audience, then you don't have a singing career. Because that's your one job as a singer and performer, is to make an impact on your audience, okay? So anything that comes in and prevents you from making that impact, in this case, prevents the energy and free flow of sound to flow from you to your audience, anything that does that, prevents that, is going to have a massive impact on not just your sound, but also your career. So that's why tension is the number one enemy of the singer, because it blocks that free flow of energy, that free flow of breath and sound throughout the body. So one important concept that I really want to make sure you understand is that, and this is for every singer to remember always, is that your whole body is your instrument, not just your vocal cords. And so anything that negatively impacts that open flow of energy and sound throughout the body, like I was just saying, will negatively affect the quality of your singing and your ability to make that impact in performance. And so that is essentially what tension does. Tension, physical tension, is the number one culprit of blocking that free flow of energy, preventing the sound from being what you need it to be and making that impact. So that's why, when a new singer comes to work with me in my program, one of the very first things that I do is to help them become aware of any physical tensions that they have that are getting in the way of their most efficient and effective and powerful production of sound. And, sometimes they might be aware of the tension because it's really uncomfortable and they can feel it grabbing maybe in their jaw or in their neck. And sometimes they're just so used to it, they're so accustomed to that they don't even notice that it's going on. So the very first thing that we do when singers come into my program is that we get really clear on becoming aware of what these physical tensions are that they have that are getting in the way of that most effective production of sound. And by the way, guys, Mother Nature gave all humans an incredibly efficient mechanism for producing sound, but singers don't often trust it. I mean, think about it. If you think of a baby, when a baby is born, and they can cry and cry and cry at the top of their lungs, and they never get hoarse and they never get tired, and it's the most present, resonant sound. Why? Because they don't have any physical habits and tensions in their body yet that are preventing them from using Mother Nature's most effective production of sound that they were born with, that you were born with, that we were all born with. The thing is, as they grow up and as they become a singer, they stop trusting it. They stop trusting that. And instead, they develop habits which they believe help them control their sound, but which really just create all sorts of tensions in their body that negatively impact the sound that they're trying to make and trying to improve. So today, I want to go through the top 3 most common tensions that I see in singers, and I'm going to give you some exercises to help address them. So the first tension that I see so much of is jaw tension. So so jaw tension is, when you start to feel like either your jaw is locking or it starts to kind of maybe hurt or bother you in here. Okay. So also, by the way, if you have trouble with your higher register, a likely culprit is that you're trying to grab and control the notes with your jaw. Okay. So if the jaw is not free, then your ability to stretch your soft palate and create that oh so important inside resonance space is compromised. So that soft palate stretch is necessary to access your upper register successfully and also to access the most optimum resonance, no matter where you are in your voice. And so if you think about your soft palate is, your soft palate is like hard palate right there, soft palate, like behind it, okay? So when we're teaching singers how to optimize for their most powerful, focused resonance, one of the things that we teach them how to do is to be able to shift and expand and change the shape of their soft palate. But you can't do that if your jaw's not free, and here's why. Because the muscles that connect on the inside of the jaw, the muscles around the temporomandibular, the muscles in the TMJ area, right? On the inside, they connect to your soft palate. So if you are, the more locked and the more controlled your jaw is, the less free your jaw is, the less that you can expand into your soft palate for the most focused resonance, and the less you can expand into your soft palate to get into the higher parts of your range. So to that end, we really want to have a soft, free, released, fluid jaw when singing. Now, I don't want you to mistake this for me telling you that your jaw shouldn't move, because that's the opposite of this, right? We don't want, okay, so yeah, maybe we have some open space, but that's a locked and a tense jaw, and that's going to create tension here, which makes your soft palate stuck, and you can't. Versus if you have a soft jaw and these muscles are nice and soft and released, then the muscles in the soft palate can expand and stretch in the way that we want. So for this exercise, what I want you to do is I want you to find a really soft, easy smile, and then I want you to let your jaw hang in a smile. So that's what this would be a soft, easy smile, and then let your jaw hang. Okay? This is what I call the clueless smile. It kind of like from that movie Clueless, you guys remember from the 90s with Alicia Silverstone, and she's like, duh, oh my God, Cher, oh my God, is a clueless, dumb jaw, okay? Find a smile, let your jaw hang. Now, remember, when we talk about the jaw, we're really just talking about the two hinges on either side of your, in front of your ears here, okay? I don't want you to mistake the jaw for your chin. This is your chin. This is not your jaw, okay? So when we talk about releasing the jaw, what we're talking about is releasing this hinge, okay? So find an easy smile. Allow this hinge to soften. And the feeling is going to be one of the jaw just kind of hanging down and back as you smile. Okay? I don't want you to hold your jaw in this position. Okay? That's not free and soft. You are to release in this position. It should feel free and soft and kind of hanging dangly. So you're going to keep this energy of the easy smile by feeling your ears widening away from each other. Okay? And then you're going to alternate by within this easy, soft, released space that you've created with your jaw, you're going to alternate by chanting ya, 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 and then la, la, la. So you're just going to do it on speech first. Ya, 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 la, la, la. Ya, 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 la, la, la. And then connect them. Ya, 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 la, 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 ya, 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 la, la, la. And you want the tongue to be doing the work of moving to change the vowels and consonants, not your jaw. So we need the tongue and the jaw to be able to move independently of one another. So if you are doing this, ya, 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 la, 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 ya, la. If every time your tongue moves, your jaw moves, you're in grabbing, and that's going to create a lot of tension. So what we're doing is we're teaching the jaw to be soft, and then we don't need the jaw to make sound. Ya, 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 la, 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 ya, 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 la, la, la. Okay? So if you find your jaw locking or closing or moving up and down in tandem with the tongue as you change consonants and syllables, reset. Close your mouth, swallow, breathe into a smile, feel your ears widening, release your jaw hinge, and then do it again. Ya, 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 la, la, ya, 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 la, la, la. And doing this exercise in front of a mirror can be very helpful. So once you feel that consistency of being able to just in normal speech, be able to do ya, ya, la, la with, and let your jaw just hang and be soft while you do it, then you're going to put it on a pitch and just one single pitch, and you're going to engage your breath support to do it. Ya, 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 la, 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 ya, 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 la, la, la. And then you're going to go up it. Ya, 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 la, 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 ya, 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 la, la, la. And then keep going through your range all the way up the scale. Ya, 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 la, 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 all the way into head voice. Ya, 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 la, la, la. Ya, 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 la, la, la. Ya, 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 la, la, la. So you see, I have my nice, easy smile. I have my soft jaw, and I'm using my tongue instead of my jaw to be able to do it. So what we're doing is we're conditioning the soft jaw. Okay. So that's a really great exercise to be able to release some jaw tension and be able to teach the body that you can make sound without the jaw, without tensing the jaw. The second most common tension is neck tension. So neck tension is most evident, like when you see singers, the tendons and the veins of the singer's neck are popping out when they're singing, especially on those big phrases and those high notes, okay? So when you see that, if you've watched a video of yourself, or if you see yourself in the mirror and you got the veins and the tendons popping out, okay, that is usually a key indicator that the singer has neck tension. And it also means is that it's usually a key indicator that the singer does not have a good handle on their breath support, because what they're trying to do is support and control the sound from here instead of the lower part of support. And I've got tons of content on that. You can go, search my channel for that. But in any case, so when a singer cannot rely on the solidity and the consistency of their lower breath support, they instead try to control the air and the vibration with the muscles around their neck, which creates an enormous amount of tension in that area. And so this tension, it really negatively affects the resonance because it puts a squeeze around the larynx, as you can imagine. So singers with neck tension also often tend to suffer in their higher register because you need freedom to be able to sing in the higher register. And so what happens is as the pitch rises, so does the amount of tension in those neck muscles. They want to tense to help control and push the sound up. And so they do this because the singer has not learned how to correctly engage their lower support muscles to manage the rise in pitch effectively. And so it can be a vicious cycle because as long as the neck muscles are engaged in trying to control and manage and support the sound, the lower muscles of support will not take over and will never learn how to do their job. Because it's like, oh, this is doing it? Okay, those muscles of support are like, peace out. This guy's doing it. Cool, right? And so, but the thing is, your subconscious is never going to let those neck muscles release if it intrinsically doesn't trust your lower muscles of support to take over the support. And so therein lies the rub, right? Like you don't have the support to release this, but you're never going to release this because you don't trust that support is going to be there to carry you. So what I found one exercise that really helps to break this vicious cycle. And it's very simple, and it's designed to be able to help your subconscious begin to trust that you don't need your neck muscles to make a good sound. Okay? I know your body is going to fight you on this because if you have neck tension, it's been doing this for a really long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to create that trust. And how we're going to do that is as you sing, you're going to turn your head gently from one side to the other, looking from one shoulder slowly over to the other shoulder. And you notice how I'm not stopping. I'm just gently moving continuously and slowly from one shoulder to the other, okay? So once you feel comfortable in that movement, as you're moving, you're going to begin to sing a simple descending 5-note scale on a ma while continuing to turn your head from side to side. So you're going to start turning first. Do not start singing and then start turning. No, you must turn first. So starting the movement and then ma, and then go up a half step. Ma, and then go up a half step. Ma, and keep doing the exercise and keep going up and down, keep going up the scale all the way into continue doing it in head voice. Ma, ma, Okay, so you're going to keep moving. Now, I want you to see if you can have someone watch you as you do this to make sure that when you're singing, you're not doing two things. You're not either locking your head and your neck and your torso and moving them together as a unit so that you're not doing this. Right? Like that's not, if you're doing that, then your neck is locking. You see? So square your shoulders and move, because your neck cannot be moving. Your head cannot be moving if your neck is locked. It just can't. Okay. So what we're doing is we're freeing the neck. So have somebody watch you or video yourself to make sure that you're not thinking that you're moving, but really you're just moving your whole body as a block and continuing to lock your neck. Okay. So that's the first thing to look out for. Because if the neck is soft and free, then the head can turn independently of the body. Okay. Also have somebody watch you to let you know if you're getting stuck and you stop turning your head as the phrase begins or at some part in the phrase. So what that would look like would be you're moving and then you do this. Ma. Did you see? So I was moving, but then I stopped Ma, because I'm grabbing to start the phrase. Okay, so make sure that you have somebody watch you or you video yourself to make sure that you're not moving and then stopping to grab your neck without noticing it at a certain point in the phrase. Okay, so both of those things, if you are turning as a block or if you stop turning at a certain point and then keep going, those are both indicators that the neck has gone back into tension and back into its habits of grabbing and control. Because like I said, guys, it's impossible to tense or lock your neck if you're continuously turning your head from side to side. So in doing this exercise, what we're doing is you're actually taking away the security blanket that's been supporting your sound. Because this is the thing that you have been relying on to help you feel safe in controlling this sound. So in moving your head, and you can't lock your neck anymore, we're taking away that security blanket of what you've been using to support, and then you'll really see where you are with your actual lower support. So as you do this, if you start to notice that it's harder to sing or that the sound becomes weaker or more airy or whatever, okay, now you're seeing the gap in the efficiency of the lower support because it's not taking over. So you've disabled the security blanket, but the thing that should be contributing and supporting the sound hasn't kicked in yet. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to force you to farther engage that lower support because the neck will no longer be able to engage in its absence. Okay. And so once you feel that lower support kicking in and your subconscious realizes that, oh my God, I don't need my neck to make a good sound. I don't need to control it from up here. Then over time, you begin to trust that your body can let your neck go. You begin to trust you can let this go, even when you're not turning your head, and still a good sound will still come out. Okay. So that is something that I do with the singers in my program all the time to help them gain some awareness and trust over what's going on in their lower support and to begin to let this go because it finally trusts the lower body is doing it in its stead. But you have to give the body an experience of what it's like to sing without this so that you know what things you need to optimize in its absence, the things that it's coming in to compensate for. Okay, guys? All right. So now let's talk about the third most common tension, which is tongue tension. And so tongue tension, in my experience, tongue tension results most often when a singer feels the need to change the timbre of their sound so that it sounds bigger, stronger, more beefy, or whatever they determine as better inside their head. So when they're doing that, they're creating this manipulation with their tongue so that it sounds a certain way that they really like inside their head. And when they're doing that, it may sound great to them in their head, but out here to the audience, it sounds covered, it sounds pressed, it sounds overly darkened, and it sounds inauthentic. But more than anything, it's actually really unsustainable over time because it will fatigue your voice and can really contribute to vocal injury, like nodes, like vocal hemorrhage, things like that, because the tongue, the root of the tongue here, it's very strong muscle. Okay. And we don't realize how much it can interfere if we're not aware of it. So, so most often tongue tension, it manifests in the root of the tongue muscle contracting backwards and bearing down the throat onto the larynx and putting an undue amount of pressure on the vocal folds as they attempt to freely vibrate, which they can no longer do. They cannot freely vibrate because they have this thing pushing on it. But it can make the sound inside your head feel like it's something that is more beefy, more strong, or whatever. But out here, it just doesn't sound good. And it can be really damaging to vocal folds in the long run. So, what I want you to understand is the sound that often you can get by bearing down with the lower, the base and the root of the tongue. It's very like, like you hear all this, that's a very manufactured, there's a lot of tongue tension in there. And so the way you can feel, because you may not realize you have tongue tension, you might be so used to it. So here's something you can do to, number one, identify and feel if you are singing with tongue tension. So first, you're gonna make a thumbs up gesture like this. And you're gonna take your thumb, you're gonna gently place your thumb right under your jaw in the soft tissue area, kind of behind your chin. Okay, you see where I am? So I have this part here. And I'm not pressing up too much, but I'm just pressing a little bit into that muscle there, which is the root of my tongue. And so you're gonna rest your tongue there, and I want you to swallow. And you'll feel the root of the tongue move down as you swallow, because it's that part of the tongue's job to move food down your esophagus, okay? So you'll feel it when you swallow, just so you can feel it. So you're gonna rest your tongue there, and you're gonna allow the tongue to just be there, and I want you to just notice it. And I want you to sing something, a piece of your repertoire, like something that you sing all the time, whatever that is. And as you sing, I want you to use this as kind of like a sensor to notice if you bear down and you push down with your tongue, you'll feel it pushing on your thumb, okay? And so what we're gonna do is you're gonna rest your thumb there. And if you feel that you use your tongue a lot in bearing down, this is going to create some awareness around it, and we're going to help shift it. So what I want you to do is I want you to feel like your tongue muscle is just softening and melting down around your thumb. Like let it feel really soft, like it's just melting and dripping down around your thumb, okay? Then you're going to just do a simple descending 5-note scale on and off, up and down. No, you just put an M in front of it, maybe do ma. Ma. Okay, so if you sing with a lot of tongue tension, you will feel your tongue contracting and hardening and bearing down around where your thumb is. So use your thumb as a reminder that the tongue does not need to do so much work. Okay, let the tongue soften around your finger as you vibrate up and down the scale. Do it again. Ma. Do it in your head voice. Ma. Okay. You may feel some vibration under your thumb. That's normal. It's not always completely still there, but you should not feel any hardness or any pressing down or any bearing down on your thumb while you are singing. If you feel that, reset, swallow, and then visualize your tongue softening and melting around your thumb, and try again. And so at first your sound might feel, while you're doing this, it might feel smaller, it might feel less resonant or less powerful to you. And that's okay, because you've been using this bearing down to try to create a beefier sound that sounds that way in your head, but just doesn't sound good out here. So let the sound be what it is, okay? The way to be more resonant and find a richer sound is by strengthening the lower support and the shape of your resonance, and in either place, which is not here, but in either place around that, Okay, so engaging those things more, engaging and strengthening the lower support, engaging that energy and stretch of the shape of your resonance and your soft palate will enable you to have a much more powerful resonant sound without needing to bear down on the tongue and creating all this tension in your tongue to get it. Okay, so here's what I want to remind you guys. The bottom line is that singing should feel good if you're doing it right. You shouldn't feel any fatigue or tension around your larynx, around your tongue and your jaw and your throat, okay? If something hurts, if it feels overworked or stressed in your mechanism after singing, or if you get easily vocally fatigued, that's your body telling you that you're not doing something right, that there's a more efficient way to do it. So listen to your body. Start to become aware of these tensions, aware of what you're doing. Work to undo them and then build back your support and resonance from a much more efficient and healthy place of support, okay? Now, I'm sure some of you are watching this and you're thinking, well, it's all very well and good for me to give you these exercises to help reduce tension when you sing. But the truth is, guys, any tension that you experience while you're singing is there for a reason. And until you address the root cause, the root reason that the tension is there in the first place, these exercises are really only kind of like a Band-Aid on a mosquito bite. It makes you feel better in the moment and can be helpful for diagnostics to a degree, but it doesn't actually address the real problem. And if you have tension when you sing, the real problem is that your body is responding to a thought that is creating a tense reaction in your body in the first place. So, for example, if I am going for an audition and the girl who goes before me is like amazing and I'm listening to her and I'm sitting there waiting for my turn, comparing myself to her and starting to feel like bad because of it. Now I'm in fear and I'm in less than, I'm in trepidation, or I might be in that place of needing to prove. Look at my hands, fear, prove. This is tension, right? And so I'm going to go into that audition and my body's going to respond to that thought. And now all of a sudden the high note comes and the thought is, oh my God, I better get this right. It's the big part. And so now I go in and I try to prove because I don't want to feel less than, and I don't want to feel not good enough. And I want the audience or the auditioners to know that I can do it. And so those thoughts create a reaction in the body, which creates tension. Because I've got to prove, I've got to do it. I got to not be less than, I got to not fail, that fear of failure, right? All of that has now set up conditions in the body that make me tense, that make me want to grab in my jaw, that make me forget about everything I know about the lower supports. I've stopped trusting my body and all my tensions have come in to compensate. Okay? And so the tension is just a reaction to an emotional state or a thought. And that's why we do so much work on mindset and the mind-body connection and limiting beliefs and all these things with the singers in my program, because your body cannot do what your brain is sabotaging. You can understand all these exercises that I gave you at the beginning and still not really be able to reduce the tension if you have conditions in your mind that are creating conditions in the body that are tense, that the body is responding to. And so if you really want to get rid of tension when you sing for good, then you have to do the work of addressing and transforming the thinking that's been going on behind the singing, creating the tension in the body in the first place. And that's what we are the best in the world at helping singers do, especially in the intensive program, right? Because it can be really hard to see your own blocks and patterns and thought processes that are creating all of the tensions in your body because you're just too close to them. It's too hard to see for yourself. And so if you would like our help to do the real work that is so effective in eliminating these tensions when you sing for good, not to mention that make you sound better, make your performances so much more impactful because you've learned how to get out of your own way. If you'd like our help to do that and get rid of the tension, then book a call with us. and we get really clear about what's going on with your voice, what's going on with the tension, how it's showing up, where it's showing up, how it's preventing you from really succeeding the way you want, the gap between where you are and where you want to go, and the exact steps that you need to take to fix it. I will share that strategy with you. And then if you'd like our help to implement it and do that, then I'll show you what that looks like. And if not, that's okay too. So this call, guys, is for serious singers who are really committed to doing the hard work and whatever it takes to reach the potential of their voice and achieve their goals. This is not for tire kickers. This is not for people who say that they want to be a successful singer, but are really not invested in that outcome because they've never really taken any actions to make that happen, okay? If you're a dabbler, this call is not for you. But if you are identifying with all this that I'm talking about, and you are serious about being able to get rid of the tension, get out of your own way to win auditions, release records that people actually listen to, make an impact on your audience, perform for thousands of people on a regular basis, bring opportunities, bring income, bring impact, and have the kind of career that is sustainable and thrives, if that's what you're serious about, and you're serious about investing the time and the money and the energy to get past what's been preventing you from doing that, then don't waste another minute. Book a call with us today and we'll get you sorted. All right, everybody, have an amazing day. I will see you next time on the Pro Singer Success Collective. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into today's episode. If you want to subscribe, click the link right over there that says subscribe. And if you want to book a breakthrough session with me, which you absolutely should do, then click the link right over here that says book a call to schedule an appointment to speak with us. I'll see you on the next episode.